We're having a debate now around the Racial Discrimination Act. We have MPs in this place who want to dilute protections against racial discrimination, who want to give the green light to hate speech, who want to legitimise views that were previously unthinkable. When our nation's leaders say such abhorrent things, that one group of people should never have come to Australia, we create fear and division within our community. And it is no wonder that so many people within our community are now experiencing targeted attacks on the basis of the colour of their skin or the God that they pray to. It's critical now at this time, more than ever, that we remind ourselves that the words uttered in this place, that they have an impact, that they sting, that they can cut very deeply, that they can shape the lived experiences of those people who are suffering through racism. And we're not talking about isolated racism. We're talking about ongoing, institutional, systemic, ideological attacks on people. And let's recognise that at the heart of this is Islamophobia. I want to tell you about an exceptionally intelligent and articulate young woman who shared her experiences of Islamophobia with me. And sadly, her experiences are not unique. Those of us in the privileged positions that we occupy need to understand the causes of racism and the level of racism that members of our community are experiencing every day. This young woman was born and raised in Melbourne. She went to a local primary school and then to a private girls' school. She was 11 years old when 9/11 happened. As an 11-year-old, she said she had no idea that an event on the other side of the world that had nothing to do with her would turn her world upside down. The bullying began from that day. As an 11-year-old child, she was isolated from her friends. She remembers being ridiculed by peers about her faith. She remembers that overwhelming feeling of fear and sadness as a child, knowing that things were going to be different for her forever. She went on to study engineering at university, and a few days into her first job as an engineer, she was making a cup of coffee at her new workplace when an older colleague came into the kitchen and told her that Arabs suck. She was confused because she herself was not Arab. The abuse continued. A tirade finished with, "You're all going to be wiped off this earth in a few years and I'll be the one to make sure of it." The young woman returned to her desk. She cried, wondering how she would ever fit into a workplace or indeed into a country where this was acceptable office banter. This is the experience of a 27-year-old woman living in Australia today. And it is not unique. These stories are occurring all around the country. This country is her home, and our challenge is to make sure that she feels at home here. I want to ensure that we have a swift return to that inclusive society where we celebrate and cherish our diversity, where we recognise that our diversity is our strength, where we recognise that people from all around the world have made us a stronger, better, richer country. But to do this, those of us in privileged positions have to condemn hateful speech, not condone it, not legitimise it. We have to condemn it, whether it's on the street or in the workplace, or even here in the Parliament. We must always take a stand. For multiculturalism to work, it requires effort, it requires commitment, and it requires those of us in positions of leadership to ensure that we take a stand against those hateful voices in our community who would choose to divide us. It's for that reason that I'll continue to share people's experience of racism here in Australia, to help those members of our community understand that their words matter. In the face of attacks against those communities that have made Australia such a wonderful, multicultural nation, we Greens say to them, we stand with you.